Welcome to ComfortTV.channel news, bringing you verified and balanced news from Nigeria and around the world. I am Faith Kevin. Thank you for joining us. First, the headlines. Ibom air passengers released from Kirikiri Correctional Center. Reps begin probe of 1.6 trillion Naira Nigeria Cares Social Intervention Program. Obasanjo Library demands 3.5 billion Naira public apology from EFCC over raid. On foreign news, Trump threatens severe consequences ahead of meeting with Putin. And on sports, PSG beats Tottenham on penalties to win UEFA Super Cup. Now the news. The Ibom air passenger Comfort Emerson, who was arraigned and remanded at the Kirikiri Correctional Center over her alleged unruly behavior during a flight inbound Lagos from Uyo, the Akwa Ibom state capital, on Sunday, has been released. Emerson was discharged by Magistrate Olarewaju Salami on Wednesday after the 5 counts against her were struck out following the withdrawal of the case against her. The Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, confirmed her release. Keyamo had in a statement on Wednesday said the move was necessitated by consultation with critical stakeholders in the aviation sector and those involved in the unfortunate incidents regarding the unruly behavior of certain individuals at airports of recent. Emerson had been accused of assaulting a flight attendant and being confrontational with security agents at the Lagos airport on Sunday. The House of Representatives Committee on the Community Action for Resilience and Economic Stimulus, NGCAS, has begun an investigation into the implementation of the 1.6 trillion Naira Nigerian Social Intervention Program of the federal government. The chairman of the committee, Abubakar Kusada, disclosed this at a briefing in Abuja after the committee's meeting on Wednesday. It says the investigation became inevitable since the masses were not feeling the impact of the palliatives and safety nets despite the government fulfilling its funding obligations and providing the guidelines and operational arrangements for the effective implementation of NGCAS. He disclosed that the House Committee on NGCAS, in exercise of its powers under Sections 88 and 89 of the Constitution, has resolved to commence immediate and full investigation of the NGCAS program to unravel the disconnect and ascertain the propriety of expenditure of the huge sums provided by the government for the administration of social welfare. The management of the Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library at Abeokuta in Ogun State has issued a 7-day ultimatum to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) and the Inspector General of Police to apologize over last Sunday's invasion of its premises. It also demanded 3.5 billion Naira as restitution for the damage caused to the victims of the illegal invasion and in atonement for the immense damage to the company's reputation, as well as that of Olusegun Obasanjo, the company's chief promoter. The managing director of the Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library, Dr. Vitalis Ortese, who stated this while addressing newsmen in Abeokuta, Ogun State, described the EFCC's action as unlawful and a direct assault on everything the institution stands for. It was reported that operatives of the EFCC stormed the library's premises in the early hours of Sunday and arrested 93 suspected internet fraudsters, seized 18 vehicles and mobile devices. Ortesa said the management of Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library is determined to pursue every legal avenue to ensure that such incidents never happens again. Special Advisor to President Bola Tinubu on Policy Communication, Daniel Bwala, has ruled out the possibility of any political figure, including former President Goodluck Jonathan, defeating Tinubu in the 2027 presidential election. Speaking during an interview on national TV, Bwala dismissed recent calls for Jonathan to contest, describing them as a ploy to damage the former president's post office reputation. He argued that the political landscape in southern Nigeria, Jonathan's home region, has largely aligned with Tinubu, pointing to the support of several governors. He also questioned the sincerity of northern politicians urging Jonathan to run, noting that some of them opposed him when he was in power. while further expressed certainty that Tinubu will prevail against Jonathan or any other contender. Jonathan has yet to publicly confirm whether he will join the presidential race. The governor of Abia State, Dr. Alex Oti, has felicitated with the newly appointed commissioner representing Abia State in the Federal Character Commission, Honorable Obinna Oriakụ. In his message of felicitation, Governor Oti thanked the president for the appointment and tasked Honorable Oriakụ to see his appointment as an opportunity for selfless and people-oriented services to the nation. The governor used the opportunity to congratulate other appointees from the southeast, Mr. Eze Peter from Enugu, Honorable Jerry Alawaoso from Imo, Honorable Nnoli Nkechi Gloria from Anambra, and Barrister Nwopo Vincent Nduka from Ebonyi State. He urged them to justify the confidence reposed in them by their appointment. Governor Oti assured that he will at all times render support to the appointees when and where necessary, with a view to ensuring that they succeed. Obinna Oriakụ is the former Abia State Commissioner for Information. He served as the Finance Commissioner between 2015 to 2019 and dumped the People's Democratic Party (PDP) for the All Progressives Congress in 2020. Oriakụ has played a lead role in criticizing the finance activities of Abia State since the commencement of Governor Oti's administration. Amnesty International on Wednesday announced the launch of its report on the security crisis in the southeast, blaming the former president Muhammadu Buhari's regime's brutal crackdown. In a statement, the human rights organization announced the launch of its latest report on the horrific security crisis in the southeast that claimed the lives of thousands and led to the enforced disappearance and displacement of hundreds of people. Amnesty International further blamed the Buhari-led government for its brutal clampdown on pro-Biafra protesters in 2015, escalating the crisis and bloodshed in the southeast. Amnesty International said assassinations of prominent personalities and attacks on highways, security personnel and facilities are chilling reminders of the region's insecurity. The human rights organization noted that the Nigerian authorities must do more to protect lives in the region and ensure that perpetrators of human rights violations are brought to justice through fair trials. ComfortTV.channel news continues shortly with foreign and sports news. Please stay tuned. Welcome back to ComfortTV.channel news. Many thanks for staying tuned. In the foreign scene, U.S. President Donald Trump has promised very severe consequences for Russia if President Vladimir Putin does not agree to end the war in Ukraine. Both leaders are set to have a meeting on Friday. It is the first direct talks between both leaders since Trump's return to the White House in January. While it's unclear what the demands on negotiations will be, Trump said the meeting will be a moment to fill out Putin's parameters for ending the war in Ukraine. Speaking on Wednesday in Washington, Trump warned that there would be consequences if expectations were not met. Asked that if that meant new sanctions on tariffs, Trump declined to clarify. Trump had previously threatened new sanctions on Moscow as punishment for the Ukraine war unless Putin joined negotiations. Still on the foreign scene, the U.S. State Department has approved the potential sale of ammunition, precision bombs, and precision rockets to Nigeria for an estimated cost of $346 million. In a statement on Wednesday, the Defense Security Corporation Agency said Nigeria requested to buy 1,002 Mk-82 general-purpose 500 lb bombs, 1,002 MXU-650 airfoil groups, 5,000 advanced precision kill weapons, 2 high-explosive warhead, and Mk-66 for rocket motor, amongst others. Non-major defense equipment items in the package include FMU-139 joint programmable fuses, bomb components, impulse cartridges, high-explosive and practice rockets, integration support and test equipment, as well as U.S. government and contractor technical, engineering, and logistics support. The DSCA named the sale contractors as Lockheed Martin, RTX Missiles and Defense, and Base Systems. Head on to sports news, former Italy striker Alessandro Altobelli has advised Inter Milan to do everything possible to sign Super Eagles winger Ademola Lookman this summer. The Nigerian international, who has been heavily linked with the move to the Serie A club, has expressed his desire to play for Inter Milan. However, the two clubs still need to reach an agreement. Inter Milan have informed Atalanta that they're willing to offer 45 million euros to buy out the final 2 years of the 2024 African Ballon d'Or winner's contract, but Ladea are holding out for more. Reacting to the development, Altobelli in an interview stated that signing Lookman will help Inter manager Chivu compete for the league title this season. Lookman's standout season includes his hat-trick in the Europa League final and has made him a top target for Inter as they look to bolster the attack ahead of the new season. Still on sports, European champions Paris Saint-Germain began the new season by lifting more silverware on Wednesday as they beat Tottenham Hotspur 4-3 on penalties in the UEFA Super Cup after producing a late comeback to draw the match 2-2. Spurs looked set to get their hands on the trophy in their first competitive match under new coach Thomas Frank as they led 2-0 just after halftime at the Stadio Friuli in Udine, Italy. Mickey van der Ven gave last season's Europa League winners the lead on 39 minutes, and Christian Romero got their second goal 3 minutes into the second half. However, PSG were rescued by two substitutes as Lee Kang-in pulled the goal back in the 85th minute and Goncalo Ramos headed in the equalizer 4 minutes into injury time. That meant a penalty shootout, but it started badly for PSG when Vitinha put their first kick wide. However, new Paris goalkeeper Lucas Chevalier, saved from Van der Ven and Metis Matthijs, missed the target, allowing Nuno Mendes to convert the winning penalty for PSG. Dominic Solanke, Rodrigo Bentancur and Pedro Porro all scored from the spot for Spurs in vain. Ramos, Ousmane Dembele and Lee converted the PSG before Mendes stepped in. It's the first time PSG or indeed any French club have lifted the Super Cup, as they take their tally of trophies won in 2025 to 5. And that's our news bulletin for today. But before we go, here's a recap of our top stories. Ibom air passenger released from Kirikiri Correctional Center. Reps begin probe of 1.6 trillion Naira NG social intervention program. Obasanjo library demands 3.5 billion Naira public apology from EFCC over raid. On foreign news, we brought you that the U.S. has approved potential $346 million weapons bomb sale to Nigeria. And on sports, PSG beat Tottenham on penalties to win UEFA Super Cup. Thanks for watching. For breaking news, exclusive interviews, and more, follow us on @ComfortTV.channel on all platforms. Remember to like and share our videos, subscribe to our channel, and click on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any updates. I am Faith Kevin. Until next time, stay safe, stay informed, stay connected.